It's 6:35 a.m. Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. What you heard there, of course, was none other than Marshall Montano. Good choice one. And we are talking this morning about the Trinidad and Tobago Astro Club. Joining us in studio is Mr. Gerry Barrow, the club director. Good morning.
Morning, Dinesh. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you doing?
Hanging in there.
It's good to have you with us this morning.
I'm glad to be here.
And we're seeing the cosmos are aligning because you are here again, back in TTT, and we're talking about some interesting things that you have coming up at the Astro Club.
Yes. In particular, our Astro Quiz competition, which is a national competition in which 16 of the top schools in the country will be competing for a telescope prize. And that will be on Saturday, the 17th, at Hillview College from 7 p.m. till about 10.
Oh man, I would love to win a telescope. So tell us a little bit about the Trinidad and Tobago Astro Club and what you do.
Okay, well, it started about 15 years ago. Well, if you go back a bit further, about 50 years ago, my father, Dr. Russell Barrow, co-founded the Trinidad and Tobago Astronomical Society. I was about 10 years old at the time, but I tried to keep up. And he was president for about 10 years. When he left, I left too. About 30 years later, the president, Dr. Maura Imbert, kind of encouraged me to get back in. And I noticed that the club had aged. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd be giving a presentation and everybody would fall asleep. So I tried to encourage young people to come. And what I did was I started this quiz competition, and I'd go to different schools and coach them. And the natural competition between these schools generated a lot of interest. You know, you have this intense rivalry between brother and sister schools like SAGS and Hillview, QRC, CIC, you know, NAPS, boys and girls and so on. And this competition, this intense rivalry created a lot of interest, and the quiz was a resounding success. And because of that, the society was flooded with young members, so much so that we had to break it in two.
Oh.
So we formed the Astro Club, which met on the first Saturday of every month as against the society, which always met on the last Saturday of every month. And since then, we've just grown from strength to strength. We've had hundreds of members. It's mainly geared to high school students. And as I said, we meet at Hillview College at 7 p.m. on the first Saturday of every month, 7 till 10. We have lectures, school zoo presentations, we have viewing sessions. But we also have a lot of interesting activities, such as, well, the quiz is one. We have our summer camp in July, Christmas party, all sorts of different things. So there's always something of interest. And the club, the members, we consider ourselves a family. In fact, a couple of them have gotten married between the two of you.
Oh, very good. So building some bonds there as well.
Correct. Very much so.
I was going to ask about your major events, but clearly you have a lot of major events.
A lot of major events, yes. Oh, yes, for sure.
So I know also you have a star party. What is the star party?
The star party is our one method of raising funds, because we have two rules in the Astro Club. One is that we don't charge students for anything. Everything is free. And the other thing is we have excellent food. We believe in feeding the children. So we have to bring in the funds somehow, because we don't have any sponsorship or support in any way. So once a year, usually in January, we have something called a star party at Hillview College, where we put up a big screen, we do presentations, we have food and lots of activities, family-type activities. Now, we haven't had that for 2 years because of the COVID, so our funds are completely depleted. So hopefully, we hope to have that going up and running again in January.
Wonderful. Yes, COVID was definitely challenging.
Oh, yes.
And it's good to see, though, that, of course, you are back out and you have this opportunity.
Yes. Well, even during the COVID period, the club was still active online with Zoom meetings and all of that. The membership has actually grown. We had, in fact, last Saturday, we had a practice quiz, and we couldn't believe how many people turned up for the practice. Normally, each team would just send a couple members, but we had school buses come in filled with children. We had to use the auditorium in Hillview because we couldn't fit into the normal room.
Well, it's beautiful to see the youth taking such a keen interest in the stars, in astronomy, because it's so much bigger than us. You know, as we say sometimes, we say we are the cosmos right here, but we need to learn about it first. So can you perhaps walk us through exactly what the process is like coming to one of your meetings, what the students get to do, what they get to see?
Oh, sure. Well, the normal meetings, the monthly meetings are held, as I said, from 7 to about 10 p.m. And every meeting, a school will do a presentation. So they know before that they have to come and do a presentation. It gives them an opportunity to speak in front of people. Many of them will go on to become doctors where they will have to do presentations. So they get a chance because the first time they do, they're a bit scared. So I have heard that doctors say that they were glad for the opportunity to learn how to speak in front of people and to do PowerPoint presentations. It's a training exercise. So we do that, we have things to eat, and if the weather is good, we set up the telescopes and we do some viewing outside, especially in the first half of the year.
Yeah.
So that's what a monthly meeting is like. And then we always have a lot of food, as I said. We are fortunate in having parents who are excellent cooks. And they are very supportive of the club. Then we have the quiz. Then we also have our summer camp in July, where for 3 days, the children, we have about 60 of them, and they spend the 3 days at my property in Miaro. And the purpose of the summer camp is to bring back the boy days that children are lacking, because all of these children are potential scholarship winners. All they do is study. You know, they don't know how to fly a kite or spin a top. And these are the basic skills that they learn.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of activities that go on nonstop for 3 days. They don't get to sleep. You know, they build
Goodness.
competitions, everything, cooking, everything they do, they get points. So as soon as they get there and they have their pilau for lunch, there's bamboo outside. They have to build their camps, and they sleep there for 3 nights, sleep outside. We divide the groups into 4 tribes who compete against each other for everything.
This is so cool.
Yeah. It goes on, the activities normally go until about 3 o'clock in the morning. And bright and early, we start again. So water sports, lots of different things.
It's beautiful to hear this because, of course, when we came in this morning, we spoke about the Trinidad and Tobago Astronomy Club. You don't realize that there's so much more. This is a holistic experience.
Yes. By the end of camp, everyone, people make lifelong friends by the end of the camp, you know, and that's what we aim for.
So going back to the quiz for a moment,
okay, the quiz,
you did mention there is a telescope up for grabs.
Yes.
And I understand now why we saw busloads of children coming to Hillview to take part.
Oh, yes.
Are there any other prizes?
We give a trophy. So all participants get certificates as well. And these certificates help when they're applying to get to university and so on, because universities are not just interested in your marks. Everybody gets A's applying to medicine. But if they know that you were on the executive of the Astro Club, for instance, one of our students actually got an internship at NASA based on the recommendation and experience he got. Because we also give workshops in astrophotography, all sorts of things. We have had to close down the workshops because of the rain, but we have guitar classes instead.
Wonderful.
So there's always something going on.
There's always something going on, and this is so important for our youth.
Yes, we have a club band, for instance.
You have a club band?
Yes, we call it the Lunatics.
Oh, well, quite aptly named, because, you know, they say people who pay so much attention to the stars, they always say you have to be a little bit, but I don't agree with that. I mean, the stars are absolutely amazing, and it's wonderful that you are in some ways bringing it down to the level of the youth and to Earth as well.
For sure.
Now, you did mention the depletion of funds.
Yes. If it's one thing I hate to do is to ask people for money. I absolutely hate that, but it has come to the point where we need to raise funds. And any donation is most appreciated. You know? We have a Republic Bank account, which you can get the information from our websites, and anything would be appreciated because, as I said, we don't charge students for anything. Yeah, and it's important because you're investing your energy and they're coming out and they're learning so much more. Viewers, you will see the information on your screen in a few moments where you can get in contact with the Trinidad and Tobago Astro Club. So we've spoken about some of the incredible events that you have coming up. Well, you do have coming up, but what else is in the pipeline? Anything else now? Well, the next event will be our Christmas party, our annual Christmas party. It's a pool party, really. Every year, the St. Joseph Convent, St. Joseph Parang Band plays for us. We have a lovely dinner, and then somehow everybody ends up in the pool. I don't know how that happens. But like everything else, it's a lot of fun. our emphasis is to have as much fun as possible.
Okay. Now, I just want to go back to the quiz for a moment,
Sure.
because I'm hearing you with, students, schools participating.
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever had instances where students whose schools may not participate, but they want to participate on their own? Is that an option?
Yes. We take the first 16. We had as many as 20 schools, but
Wow.
when you have that many, it's hard to record scores and all sorts of things like that. So we try to keep it down to 16. Sometimes you have to join up schools like maybe Astra Boys and Girls or Bishop's East Boys and Girls. They don't really like to do that because they like to compete with each other, not together, But we try to be as inclusive as possible.
Wonderful. It's so good to hear this. And we're so thankful to have you with us on the show this morning, because some of the things that you shared with us, aside from, your parties and activities, is that the club focuses on the all-round development of the child.
Correct.
And we also see, as you mentioned, there are opportunities that come from this. So congratulations to the young man or woman who got the internship at NASA. It just shows that anything is possible.
Yes, some of them also have gotten jobs in observatories in Finland and all sorts of things like that. Because we do an intensive course in astrophotography, which is a very complex thing. We have our own observatory with high-tech equipment, and it's a very, very highly computerized thing. It takes a whole night just to get one photograph. But if it's done properly, it looks like it came from the Hubble telescope.
Oh, okay. Wow. So do you take outside visitors to this high-tech observatory?
Yeah, anybody. It's free. Friday night is our open night at my house. People are free to drop in. I have had parents come with 5-year-old children, very bright, and no one is turned back. Anyone is free to join. There's no membership fee or registration. Anybody who wants to come and take part, they're an automatic member of the Astro Club.
Wow, that's incredible. So that's all you have to do. Viewers, you're seeing the information on your screen right now. You can give the Trinidad and Tobago Astro Club a call. You can also send an email and check out their website for more information as well. So how did the club fare? I know that you said during COVID-19 you did have virtual meetings.
Yes, and we got a lot of new members during that time. So when we had our camp in July, there were a lot of new faces. These were people who had joined online. We had never seen them before. So it was nice seeing a crop of new people,
I can imagine.
But these things, as I said, are expensive. It takes $30,000 to run a camp.
My goodness.
Because we're feeding 60 children for 3 days. Excellent food. This is not camp food. This is homemade Chinese. And,
very good.
And all sorts of things. They're well fed. And all the different activities. It costs quite a lot.
Yeah, but it's good to see the investments in our youth as well. Do you have any closing comments for Trinidad and Tobago before we end this morning?
No, but on Saturday, anyone is free to come and join in at Hillview. And we have a lot of food, barbecues, 150 boxes to sell.
Oh, wonderful.
And this is the other way our other method of raising money is to sell food. So come and get your barbecue and listen to the quiz. There'll be 70 questions, multiple choice questions. And we can give you a score sheet and you can try your hand at it.
What time are we starting on Saturday?
It starts the quiz itself starts at 7, but we like people to come at 5 because from 5 to 7, that's when we'll be serving food.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Director Barrow. It's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure.
And looking forward to seeing the children continue to grow and seeing your work continue. Thank you so much for putting your work into our youth and into our nation.
I'm so glad to be here.
That was Gerry Barrow talking to us this morning about the Trinidad and Tobago Astronomical Club. Stay tuned. This is the Now Morning Show. It's Friday, and there are good things coming up next.